Why is it said that in old age, one shouldn't go visiting around? 6 reasons you need to know, especially number 5. As we journey through the later stages of life, we may find that the social habits and activities that once defined us begin to change. Visiting friends, dropping by neighbors' homes, or hosting gatherings were once simple pleasures, adding warmth and excitement to our days. However, as we age, a quiet wisdom emerges, guiding us toward a more introspective way of life. Increasingly, many people in their later years choose to limit social visits, focusing instead on family, peace, and the comfort of familiar routines. This isn't a sign of isolation, but rather an intentional choice grounded in the understanding that as we grow older, our needs and priorities shift. This article explores the reasons why, in old age, some choose to refrain from visiting others frequently. These reasons go beyond mere practicality. They reflect the deeper values of privacy, respect, and the tranquility that solitude brings. By understanding this perspective, we can embrace the unique peace that comes with these years, respecting both our own space and that of others. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The journey from sociability to solitude, rediscovering the self. In our youth, sociability feels almost like a natural instinct. We are drawn to gatherings, friendships, and shared moments, as if these external connections are the fabric of our very identity. The world outside feels vibrant, full of possibility, and we eagerly throw ourselves into it. Friends, acquaintances, colleagues, all play roles in shaping our worldview, and through them, we come to understand our place in the larger tapestry of life. Yet, as the years pass, there is an undeniable shift, a quiet but profound change in the rhythm of our lives. The once unquenchable thirst for social interaction fades, not out of bitterness or disinterest, but as a natural evolution of our inner life. We come to realize that our identity is not solely defined by our connections with others. Rather, it begins to blossom from within. Solitude no longer feels like an absence of companionship, but like a long-awaited friend, one who invites us to explore parts of ourselves that have been patiently waiting, untouched and unspoken. In solitude, we discover a depth that is easily overlooked in the noise of social life. There is space to listen to our own thoughts, to revisit the beliefs we've held, and to question what truly matters. Freed from the expectations of others, we are given the chance to look inward, to nurture the person we have become. This journey inward is not about closing doors, but about opening a window to our own soul, where our values, memories, and quiet dreams reside, awaiting our attention. Solitude at this stage is not isolation. It's a reclamation. It's the joy of sitting in one's own company and feeling, perhaps for the first time, that this is enough. We find ourselves savoring the little things that might have gone unnoticed before: a soft breeze, the way sunlight filters through leaves, the comfort of a familiar chair. There is a profound fulfillment that comes not from what we do with others, but from who we are when we are alone. In this silence, we begin to understand that our worth is not tied to social validation, but to a quiet, steadfast contentment within. This embrace of solitude is a journey towards self-acceptance and peace. It's a recognition that after years of looking outward, we can finally look inward with compassion, curiosity, and gratitude. Solitude becomes a sanctuary, a sacred space where we meet the truest version of ourselves. And in this meeting, we find a kind of friendship that is deeper than any we may have sought elsewhere. It is here, in the gentle quiet of our own presence, that we come to know ourselves fully, and perhaps for the first time, feel truly at home. 2. The evolving essence of friendship, from gatherings to meaningful connections. In the early chapters of life, friendships are often like a lively, ever-changing dance. We host gatherings, organize dinners, and fill our homes with laughter, joy, and the warmth of companionship. The energy of shared moments and the thrill of new friendships bring color and vibrancy to our lives. Each friend, each conversation, each encounter adds another brushstroke to the expansive canvas of our social world. Yet, as the years pass, the dynamics of friendship begin to shift. We find ourselves valuing intimacy over frequency, depth over breadth. Friendship, once marked by shared activities and frequent visits, now takes on a quieter, more profound meaning. It becomes less about how often we see someone and more about the rare, authentic moments of true connection we share. We come to realize that some friendships were built on the foundations of shared stages in life rather than shared souls. And with time, we gently release them, not out of resentment, but out of a quiet respect for life's natural progression. As we age, we are drawn toward friends who understand the deeper layers of who we are. The friends who remain are not merely companions for passing the time, but kindred spirits who have witnessed our triumphs, our losses, our transformations. These friendships are no longer measured by the hours spent together, but by the resonance of understanding and mutual respect. The casual gatherings of youth give way to conversations that are few but profound, shared in moments of vulnerability and wisdom that only time can bring. In this way, friendship in later life becomes less about doing and more about being. It is the silent support, the knowing glance, the comfort of shared history that now hold meaning. True friends are those with whom silence is as rich as conversation, whose presence feels like coming home. They do not demand from us, nor do they impose expectations. Instead, they allow us to be fully ourselves, unadorned, free from the pretenses we once thought necessary. This shift teaches us to cherish quality over quantity in our relationships. It is a reminder that, like a well tended garden, only the most resilient, authentic connections continue to flourish, even as the seasons of life change. We learn to nurture these bonds with care, recognizing that true friendship is not a constant presence, but an enduring understanding that transcends time and distance. The journey from sociable gatherings to a few cherished connections is not a loss, but a profound gain. It allows us to distill the essence of companionship, focusing on the friendships that nourish our souls and bring a quiet joy to our days. These are the friends who, even in their absence, remind us of who we are and who we have been. And in nurturing these few true friendships, we find a sense of peace, knowing that we have cultivated relationships that are as enduring as they are meaningful. 3. The sacredness of personal space. A deeper respect for privacy and boundaries. In the early years of our lives, visiting a friend or loved one's home was often a spontaneous act, a casual expression of connection and camaraderie. We hardly considered the intricacies of personal space or the potential imposition of our presence. In youth, such boundaries felt flexible, even unspoken. Gathering at each other's homes was a natural part of friendship, a way to strengthen bonds and share the rhythms of daily life. However, as the years go by, we come to appreciate the sanctity of personal space, both our own and that of others. We recognize that each home is not just a physical shelter, but a sanctuary, a place where individuals and families build their own rhythms, comfort, and sense of peace. In this understanding, we learn that visiting someone's home is not a simple gesture, but a crossing of an intimate boundary, one that deserves mindfulness and respect. As we age, our homes become more than just places to live. They transform into sacred spaces filled with memories, reflections, and comfort uniquely ours. This realization brings a heightened awareness of others' need for privacy. We see that our friends and loved ones, too, have cultivated their own sanctuaries, places where they find respite from the world, where they can be fully themselves. This understanding invites a new kind of respect, one that honors the unseen dimensions of others' lives and the subtle boundaries that protect their peace.
The act of visiting, once so casual, now requires a sensitivity to the different lives and routines each person has built. A friend may extend an invitation out of kindness or politeness, but we grow wise enough to discern when that invitation holds genuine welcome and when it may be an obligation. We learn that each visit should be guided by a spirit of respect for their space, and that sometimes a gentle distance is the truest expression of care. In honoring the sacredness of others' homes, we nurture a quiet, respectful distance that doesn't diminish our friendship, but instead deepens it. It is a testament to our understanding that true friendship doesn't require constant presence. Instead, it flourishes in the mutual respect for each other's solitude and the appreciation of life's subtle boundaries. In these later years, we find peace in knowing that our connections with others are not measured by frequency of visits, but by the quality of shared moments. There is a beauty in visiting less often, in knowing that we need not infringe upon another's sanctuary to affirm our bond. Respecting the sacredness of personal space becomes a gesture of love, a way to acknowledge the life others have crafted within their walls. As we cultivate this sensitivity, we feel a lightness, a freedom from the social obligations we once felt bound by. We come to understand that in respecting others' privacy, we allow them and ourselves the space to breathe, to live, and to be at peace. This respect for boundaries, this quiet reverence for personal space, becomes a cornerstone of the deep, meaningful relationships that enrich our lives. It is in this respectful distance that we find a deeper form of connection, one that honors the individuality of each person and the sanctity of the lives they lead.
4. Embracing the quiet beauty of simplicity, a shift toward inner peace. In our younger years, life often felt like an endless whirl of social engagements, obligations, and events, each demanding our attention, each promising a sense of belonging or purpose. We invested so much energy in maintaining appearances, keeping up with societal expectations, and navigating the complex dynamics of social circles. It was as though our sense of self was woven into these external ties, defined by how we connected with others and our place within the world. But with age comes a clarity, a gentle unraveling of these old expectations, and a deepening appreciation for simplicity. We come to realize that much of what we once chased, approval, validation, and social status, holds less weight in the face of true peace. The desire to be seen and understood by others is gradually replaced by the profound need to be at peace within ourselves. In this stage of life, complexity gives way to a kind of purity, a willingness to strip away the unnecessary and focus on what truly matters. As we begin to embrace this quieter way of living, we discover that simplicity is not a loss, but a rich, fulfilling gain. The external complexities, the gatherings, the appearances, the busy schedules are no longer as essential to our happiness. Instead, we find comfort in the small, intimate moments: a quiet morning with a cup of tea, the act of tending to a garden, or the soft rhythm of daily rituals that bring calm and order. These simple joys, once perhaps overlooked, become treasures, grounding us in the present and connecting us to ourselves in a way that feels deeply nourishing. In choosing simplicity, we also free ourselves from the need to please or impress others. The social intricacies that once seemed so significant, whether we attend a gathering, whether we keep up with every acquaintance, fade into the background, replaced by an inner contentment that doesn't rely on external validation. This freedom is not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it on our own terms in ways that feel authentic and meaningful. We no longer feel obligated to meet every invitation or participate in every event. Instead, we find ourselves honoring our time and energy, spending it on the things that genuinely fulfill us.
This embrace of simplicity becomes a gateway to true inner peace, a sense of tranquility that isn't shaken by the expectations of others. It allows us to be fully present, to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary, and to cultivate a life that is as gentle and natural as the seasons themselves. We come to see that real joy doesn't come from busying ourselves with social obligations, but from the quiet moments of reflection and gratitude that simplicity allows. Through this journey, we learn that the pursuit of inner peace is perhaps life's greatest achievement. In letting go of the unnecessary, we make space for the profound. In stepping back from social complexities, we find ourselves not in isolation, but in a deeper connection with the world around us. A connection that is calm, grounded, and richly satisfying. This simplicity becomes our anchor, a reminder that the greatest joy lies not in the noise of the crowd, but in the stillness of a life lived with purpose and quiet grace. 5. The depth of family bonds. Finding warmth in life's closest connections. As we move through the stages of life, our understanding of connection often shifts in surprising ways. In earlier years, we may have sought out a wide circle of friends and acquaintances, embracing the energy of new relationships and the richness of shared experiences. Yet, as we age, we find ourselves drawn more closely to the people who have been constants in our lives, those who know us deeply, and whose presence has quietly supported us through life's many chapters. In this later stage, family takes on a new, almost sacred significance. Where once family gatherings might have been one of many social engagements, they now stand out as cherished moments, filled with warmth and quiet joy. These connections become a grounding force, offering a sense of belonging and continuity that no other relationship can replicate. Family bonds remind us of who we are, of where we come from, and of the shared history that binds us together, even when life pulls us in different directions. In this deeper appreciation for family, we begin to prioritize these relationships over wider social networks. Rather than spreading ourselves thin across countless acquaintances, we find fulfillment in nurturing the connections that have weathered time and distance. We are drawn to the familiarity of loved ones, the comfort of sitting around a family table, the joy of watching children and grandchildren grow, the simple, quiet moments that unfold without fanfare. These experiences, often so modest, become the heart of our days, filling our lives with purpose and meaning. The beauty of family relationships in later life is not just in the shared history, but in the way these bonds continue to evolve. There is a subtle transformation in our role within the family as we age. We become sources of wisdom, of steady presence, and of quiet guidance. Our interactions with family are no longer driven by the need for approval or validation, but by a pure, unconditional love. We cherish these moments knowing they are finite, and we pour our attention and care into each one, creating memories that will linger long after we are gone. This focus on family doesn't come from a place of isolation, but from a deep recognition of what truly matters. In simplifying our social circles, we are not closing doors. We are opening ourselves to the depth of love that close relationships bring. These bonds are not fleeting. They are built on years of shared joy, loss, growth, and understanding. The loyalty, patience, and support that family provides become our greatest treasures, and we find ourselves giving back with a fullness of heart that only comes with age. Through this journey, we realize that the most meaningful connections in life are not the ones that shout, but the ones that quietly endure. In nurturing our family bonds, we find a sense of peace and fulfillment that no wider network can provide. It is here, within these close relationships, that we experience a profound kind of love, one that is unwavering, forgiving, and timeless. In later life, the warmth of family becomes the hearth around which we gather our memories and our hopes. It is a reminder that we are never truly alone, that our lives are woven into the lives of those we love. This understanding brings a sense of completion and gratitude, for in cherishing our family bonds, we find that we are not just living for ourselves, but for those who carry a part of us forward. And in this realization, we discover that love, quiet, enduring, and unconditional, is life's greatest legacy. 6. The gift of solitude, preparing for life's final chapters with grace and strength. There is a rare wisdom that comes with truly learning to be alone, a wisdom that reveals itself fully only in the later years of life. In youth, solitude may feel uncomfortable, even daunting, a silence that leaves us longing for the company and energy of others. We may have filled our days with social interactions, family gatherings, and constant activity, perhaps believing that our strength and sense of self came from those connections. But as we age, solitude transforms from a fear into a quiet sanctuary, a gift that grants us a deeper understanding of who we are. Embracing solitude is not merely about being alone, it is about nurturing a resilience and peace that come from within. In these quieter years, we learn that true strength lies not in constant connection, but in our ability to find contentment and fulfillment in our own company. This journey inward becomes a foundation of courage, a silent fortitude that prepares us for life's inevitable challenges. Learning to be at ease with oneself in solitude is, in many ways, an act of self-acceptance. In these moments alone, we have the space to reflect on our lives, to appreciate the experiences that shaped us, and to forgive ourselves for the missteps along the way. Solitude offers a rare opportunity to be gentle with ourselves, to see our lives with clarity and compassion, and to cultivate a gratitude for simply being. This peace with oneself becomes a source of strength, a calm assurance that we are enough just as we are. As loved ones grow older or move away, as friends pass, and as life naturally becomes quieter, solitude teaches us that we are never truly alone. We carry within us the memories of those we have loved, the wisdom of those who guided us, and the resilience that every experience has instilled in us. In this way, solitude is not a void. It is a space where we reconnect with all that we have been, all that we have cherished, and all that we continue to hold within. This acceptance of solitude is a preparation for the final stages of life, a grounding that allows us to face aging and eventual loss with dignity and grace. It gives us the strength to let go, knowing that the essence of who we are will remain in the lives we've touched, in the hearts of those who remember us. Solitude in this light becomes a profound comfort, a reminder that we are complete within ourselves and that our worth is not diminished by the quietness of our later years. In learning to be alone, we discover an enduring source of peace that is unshaken by external circumstances. It is here, in the stillness of solitude, that we find our truest selves, unadorned and authentic. We realize that life's greatest accomplishment may be simply this: to know ourselves deeply, to be at peace with who we are, and to face each day with a quiet confidence that nothing can take away. Solitude, then, is not a condition to be overcome, but a gift to be embraced. It prepares us not only for life's final chapters, but for a legacy of inner strength and tranquility that endures beyond us. It is the ultimate affirmation that even in the quietest moments, we are whole, we are loved, and we are profoundly at peace.
Conclusion. Choosing to limit social visits in old age is not about shutting others out, but about embracing the natural rhythm that comes with maturity. It's a decision rooted in understanding our own needs, respecting others' space, and valuing the quiet peace that solitude offers. In these years, we come to see that true fulfillment is often found not in constant social engagements, but in the calm, purposeful moments spent with family, in simple daily routines, and in the gentle comfort of our own company. Let us remember that life's greatest richness often lies in simplicity. By embracing solitude, we create space to appreciate the blessings we already have, the warmth of close bonds, the beauty of reflection, and the peace of a life lived with intention. As we step back from social demands, we give ourselves the gift of inner clarity, allowing us to live these years with grace, gratitude, and a quiet strength. In doing so, we prepare ourselves not only to cherish the present, but also to face the future with dignity and a heart at peace. Let this be a gentle reminder. In honoring our own solitude, we find a deeper, more lasting connection with ourselves and those who truly matter. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.